How do you not you work in an office, right? I don't work in an office. The last thing I want after work is a warm drink. So it's important to find those whiskeys that, you know, you want to drink, but you want to drink them warm because it's a hot day. You want to cool down.
Welcome back to Spirits Collective.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Adan.
And this is the show where we all learn to drink together.
And today we're going to try out Tincup Mountain Whiskey. Ooh. All right, so this whiskey is 42% alcohol by volume or 84 proof. This bottle is cut with Rocky Mountain water. It's pretty interesting. This whiskey is aged in number 3 charred oak barrels. This bottle is bottled at an elevation of 5,251 feet. And that's basically it for a Tincup. So, Alex, do you have any experience with Tincup?
No, but I've been really wanting to try this one because it's cut with mountain water. So curious to see what that does to the whiskey. And also they had an Easter egg hunt recently where they hid 3 gold tin cups.
Oh shit!
Out in the wild, and the people who find them would get it was something crazy. I want to say it was like $250,000 or something like that.
Oh man!
So yeah, that was like a really cool. I really like the brand behind this. It's kind of like go out there, explore, and take some whiskey with you and make some memories. So yeah, I've been really eager to try this one.
I have no experience with this one. I always see it at the store and I always wonder about it. In my other show, the podcast that I do, my host is actually his drink of choice. And
his daily.
Yeah, his daily driver. So we drink while we're doing the podcast and this is usually what he's drinking. So that made me a little bit more interested to see what was like up with it. And then, I mean, other than that, no experience with Tincup.
I'm gonna go ahead and be judgy. Drink what you like, right? It's what we always say. 42% for your daily, Chris. Come on, man. We gotta.
For a daily, that's all right.
I want to be at least at around 90 proof, which is what 45
45%
ABV. So those are some rookie numbers. We gotta pump those rookie numbers up, especially if you're gonna be associated with Spirits Collective, right?
As always, we're gonna go ahead and start with the bottle design. I think the bottle is really cool. I like that hexagon shape. I like the tin cup at the top, because of the name. I like all the embossing, that's what it's called.
All the embossing. Something new every day on Spirits Collective.
On the bottle. I wish the actual name was embossed. That'd be cool. They did all of this embossing and then just put a sticker for the name.
Well, bullet is like that, and the bullet doesn't really stick out, so I can see why they would go with an actual painted sticker or whatever.
Yeah. Other than that, I like the color scheme. I like the modern look. That modern font and all that. Very cool.
I know there's a story behind the actual little tin cup. I don't recall that story. If collectors, if you know, let us know in the comments. But I do really dig the simplicity, and then the fact that it does come with its own little tin cup, so that you could just drink straight out of the liquor store.
So we're gonna take shots of the tin cup.
Yep. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, I love the simplicity and rusticness of here's a comfortable grippy, something you can grip well because of the shape, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagon shaped bottle. And this just tells me go out into the wild, go camping, and take this, and you got your own little tin cup and have yourself a good time. Yeah, they actually have a 10-year. I showed you the 10, remember?
Yeah,
this and it's a blacked out one, and then the yellow replaces it with red. It's even sicker looking bottles.
That's cool.
But if we like this, maybe we'll splurge and get the 10-year.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we get into it?
All right, I'm ready for this. So when I bought it, I lifted it up from the bag, kind of like you hold the bag, and it took the tin cup off, but I haven't opened it, so I'm taking the tin cup off. Cool little tin cup, love it. All right, here we go. That was a nice little cork pop.
Standard cork pop.
Pour was not that great for me. It was kind of average, if not below average. For those of you that care about that.
it was all right for me. But yeah,
cool.
should we get into the visuals?
Yeah.
This is less than 90 proof, and I'm not getting much.
It doesn't really stick to the glass.
Yeah. So I'm expecting a very watery mouthfeel, which might not be a bad thing, being that this whole thing is that it's cut with mountain water from Colorado.
So I see, what are they called? Gems or what?
Pearls.
Pearls. I see pearls. I don't see any nothing dropping.
Some tears and legs, but they've kind of like form instantaneously, or they drop pretty quickly. Aside from that, the color is. Do we get an age statement? Not an age statement, but like roughly how much they age it for.
Let me Google it. All right, so I can't find an age statement. If you know, let us know in the comments.
I do want to say one thing. Bourbon, right? Not Kentucky straight bourbon, but bourbon itself doesn't have a minimum age requirement. As long as it makes contact with a barrel, you could pour it out and call it bourbon. Kentucky straight bourbon, that's another thing. I think that's where it has to be a minimum of 2 years. But realistically, nobody's gonna waste a barrel because they get expensive, being you can only use them one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just something worth mentioning because we've been saying that bourbon has to be aged for 2 years. Not true in a way, unless it's from Kentucky.
Okay.
But anyways,
Learn something new every day.
cheers, everyone. I say more like floral initially. Floral, and now the vanilla is coming out.
It's very floral. I agree with the vanilla. There's a sweetness in there, but there's also a lot of alcohol vapors.
I'm not getting much alcohol, but yeah, it's in there. Considering it's cut with mountain water and the proof, I would not expect as much alcohol as I am getting.
What the guy does, like,
Liquor Hound.
that dude that you're like, where he's like, hello. He like freaking sticks it right in his nose.
And then you go in quite well.
I'm getting like cherries too. I'm getting a cherry.
I can see
in
that.
there. It's actually quite dominant for me, the cherries.
It's pleasant. It's nothing crazy, but it's pleasant. And it's not as bourbony as I would expect, because like that floral note is a different one for me. When have I ever said it's floral? You know what I mean?
It's for me. I think the floral is more of that alcohol flavor.
That's like equivalent to people going, I get honeysuckle. Imagine that floral note you're getting is a honeysuckle. You idiot.
that it's not a bad smell.
Yeah, I dig it. It's fine. But yeah, the alcohol kind of comes out more and more.
I'm also getting a hint of that taste that we used to think was rye.
Anyway,
maybe a little bit of woodiness too.
I mean, they do put it in charred oak barrels, Adan.
A little bit of woodiness, a little bit of mountain rocks. All right, I'm ready.
All right, Valley Girl. Anyway,
shit.
Cheers, everyone. This is the taste.
I gotta say,
It's kind of burning my throat pretty good.
it's
Being
not.
honest. Oh,
It is a little rough, but it's also
it's got a nice finish.
okay.
You get that? After all that burn in your throat, there's a nice little finish back there.
The burn wasn't that bad.
Mine's still in there. Like I could just have one sip in the winter, and that's all I need. I'm staying warm for the rest of the evening. It was okay, mellow, mellow out.
I gotta take one more.
All right, let's do it. It's very sweet in the beginning.
Really?
I get a lot of sweetness, but it's just like
You and
sweet.
I.
would not say it's honey
Opposite sides of the field right
or
now.
like fruit. I get like simple syrup, and then some like wood, but I'm not even the nice kind. More of just like plywood.
That second sip was a lot easier, a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, let's burn the second time around.
But I'm gonna say like I don't get any sweetness at the beginning. In fact, for me,
like,
I was gonna say it's actually one of the more bitter whiskeys we've had in the initial taste, and then it kind of sweetens out towards the end.
yeah, mine's bitter as we speak, but initially it's like sweet.
And then right now, what I'm getting is like kind of like if you drank like maraschino cherry juice. Those are sweet cherries, right?
Those are the bright red ones. No,
like
Luxardo cherries are the dark red cherries.
No, like the ones you put in cocktails, like in
dark cherries. Luxardo cherries, real cherries.
The ones you put in cocktails.
Maraschino cherries.
No. The ones you put like on a milkshake.
La Pina Colada.
Yeah. Okay.
Maraschino cherries.
So I'm getting like if you took a sip of that juice and then like the leftover, like the residuals, it's kind of like cold and fresh a little bit for me.
I don't know.
Maybe like a
that.
sweetness.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting what I expected this to taste like. Kind of just like a gentle, not very complex kind of whiskey.
Gentle. I'm still kind of feeling like a little like.
Yeah, the first sip was a little more burn than I was expecting. But what's the price on this? Because that is actually a big part of a daily.
I got it at Specs, and it's a normal whiskey price, $28 after taxes.
You see, for me, I'd still rather drink Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace is really cheap.
$22,
Yeah.
27 on the higher end.
Yeah.
30 if you're at some dickhead's liquor store. But Total Wine,
Jameson
Specs,
for me, $30.
$22. You know what I mean?
I think this is right in that price range for like a daily driver.
Because Mountain Water, I would assume, is more sort of a like earthy and minerally. Has flavor, which is why they're making a whole thing about cutting it with Mountain Water. But actually, that opened up quite nicely while we were talking there.
Okay.
A little softer and sweeter and more vanilla comes out.
Finish it, guys.
All right. It gets more pleasant as it sits there.
I got a little bit more vanilla on that.
Which, people say you should let it open up. But,
that was a lot more pleasant. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Chris. All right.
Okay, Chris.
We'll see you. And we're back with On the Rocks. And you might have noticed the ice.
Oh,
big boy. We got the good ice today. Upgrades, baby.
Bro, that is beautiful. Look at
it. Adds to the experience.
Ooh, that actually opened it up in the best way possible. Now I'm getting the cherries and the vanilla and maybe like some white chocolate.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not getting anything.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna just go ahead.
Bitter.
I love On the Rocks, man.
Are you serious?
I love On the Rocks, man.
So
I feel refreshed.
Chris actually brought this up on the podcast. If you watched the most recent one, which you didn't, Oscar drinks his beer with ice in it.
Oh, I saw the
TikTok?
the chats, or maybe it was the TikTok. My ice.
Well, he drank, and Chris said that he notices that every time we do a drink on the rocks, it's not as good. I agree. This is not as good as neat.
Yeah.
But I will say, compared to other whiskeys we tried, it's more similar to the neat experience.
Yeah. I mean, it really just depends on the whiskey. There are some there that I prefer on the rocks, but yeah, for the most part, putting it on the rocks dulls most of the flavor, which is why when people drink very, very shitty alcohol, they keep that in the freezer, right? Or they drink it chilled.
Dude, this ice looks so good.
But yeah, listen, man, it's Texas. It's hot, and
90 degrees.
You want something cold sometimes, and you don't want a beer.
Yeah,
because beer is carbonated.
Okay, would you put ice in your beer?
No.
No, right? Nobody does that.
I mean, the only time there's beer and ice
michelada
together for me is a michelada.
Exactly. That's exactly what we said.
Which is like different because half of it's like tomato juice.
Yeah.
And then the other half is beer. But
so Oscar, if you're listening,
that's weird.
You got nobody on your side.
I remember one time I put beer on ice and it just like fizzed up, and then if you're using the murky ice we've been using recently, you can really taste it.
All that flavor comes out
All
of it.
that
That
what's
fucking
it called?
TV dinner
that
shit.
Freezer burn TV
Fucking
dinner.
raw chicken.
Lego my Eggo raw chicken. It's all in the beer. But yeah, I don't mind this on the rocks. I think I still prefer it better neat for this one in particular, but I'm not mad at this.
It's pretty good.
I could still do it.
It was all right. Yeah.
And definitely you want to go with the clear ice.
Hell yeah. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It gives you that
Don't
drive.
you feel refreshed too?
A little bit.
Don't you feel
Actually, this was a
relaxed?
refreshing whiskey all throughout the experience for me.
It's the mountain water, man. It's
Maybe.
the mountain water.
Maybe.
But yeah, should we give this a rating?
Verdict.
All right, verdict time.
So, Alex, being somebody who's never had any experience with Tincup, how do you feel about it?
I think I got what I was expecting for the most part. I do think I was expecting that mountain water to come out a bit more. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I don't know if I could use this as my daily, being that Buffalo Trace is much cheaper and much better, if we're being honest. But sometimes bottles, it's not selling. You go to the liquor store and you find something cheaper than what it usually is. I'll pick this up for $25, right? I'll definitely pick it up for $22. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine.
So I thought it was super consistent throughout. The smell was good. The taste was all right. Even on the rocks, it was all right. I would recommend this to a beginner easily. I think.
Yeah, for sure. And this is very, very entry level proof.
Yeah, great beginner bottle. It's gonna give you that tingle that you would get with another whiskey around this price range. It's a cool looking bottle, so it's nice to have on your shelf. I mean, it's just a solid whiskey.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Because it only goes up from here.
It's not too sweet, not too bitter. It's just there, you know?
It's got some sweetness. It's got some notes in there that you'd probably be able to pick out your first time. So yeah, I dig it. Give this a rating 10.
Yeah. So that being said, I would give this a 2.9 out of 5 bald eagles.
I was gonna give it a 3.0 out of 5 bald eagles.
So we're right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Very middle of the road, but more towards the positive.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Bringing our score to 2.95 bald eagles out of 5. Caw.
Guys, we'll be skipping an episode of Splitting 6 on this next string of episodes. Do let us know if you want us to come back with a Splitting 6 episodes. We did try to do 3 to 1. Hasn't really gotten that traction we need. So we're going to keep doing the tequilas, right? We're going to keep doing the whiskeys.
And we got a vodka coming up
Got
for you
another
guys.
vodka coming up. But, Splitting 6, we enjoy it, right?
I like it. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, actually.
It's a lot of fun. Mix things up. But let us know. And guys, remember to drink responsibly and drink what you like.
Cheers.
Cheers. Close it out with one final sip. Kind of did that backwards.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drink what you like.
Oh, guys, and also drink responsibly and drink what you like.
And recommend some bottles to us.
Visions of horror haunting every dream. Reality's unraveling at the seams, it seems. I'm trapped in the cycle, can't find my way out. Lost in the shadows, drowning in doubt.